Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
We're going to talk about the resort today.
Okay.
What's your favorite part of the resort?
It was the pool.
The pool?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite food here?
It was the cookie.
The cookies?
Yeah.
From the cafe?
Yeah.
What kind were they?
They were chocolate chip.
Okay. Were they better than American cookies?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your favorite part of the room?
The two beds.
The two beds? Were they comfortable?
Yeah.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
You were on the first floor, right?
No, the second.
Oh, you were on the second floor?
Well, it's kind of the first.
Okay. Were you to play in the grass out front?
Huh?
Did you play in the grass out front? Was that super fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do anything else amazingly fun this week?
Going to the ocean.
Going to the ocean? Okay. Would you come back here?
When we came back here.
Would you come back here? Do you like it enough to come back a second time?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to tell me?
Not really.
Okay. That's all. If you think of anything, we can come back, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks. Hi, Aiden.
Hi.
I'm going to ask you some questions about this resort, all right?
Okay.
What's your favorite part of the resort?
Pool.
The pool? That's what Caleb said, too. What's the favorite thing you've eaten here?
The cookies.
What kind of cookies? Don't remember? Were they chocolate chip?
Yes.
Man, these are the same answers. What's the favorite thing about your room?
The bed.
The bed? Okay. What's the least favorite thing about this place?
That Caleb is knocking over the cups.
All right. Would you come back here?
Yes.
All right, cool. Anything else?
But.
All right, bye. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, I am Hall and I do travel and product reviews. So today we're going to be doing a travel review. As you can see, I'm a bit tan. We just got back from Cancun, Mexico, and we stayed at the Hyatt Ziva, which is kind of in its own little peninsula along the strip of Cancun. And I want to talk extensively about it. We'll have actually 3 different videos for this. The first one, this one will be resort layout and room tour. So we'll talk about, the resort as a whole and the room specifically. Second one will be about food, and third one will be about activities, whether that be water or the things that are actually going on at the resort. So three videos. I'm going to try to keep these to 20 to 25 minutes. I usually go a little bit long on that, so I'm going to try to compress that and just cover my notes as quickly as I can. Once again, as always, if you have any questions about the resort or things in Cancun, how we got there, what we use, blah, 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 leave them in the comments. I answer every comment that comes my way. So first off, we started off the video, you saw Caleb and Aiden. They are my 2 nephews. I wanted to get some different perspectives for the video, just to give you a little bit of feedback from a child's view of what they liked about the resort. They had similar things all the way down to the chocolate chip cookies, which was hilarious. But they had a really great time. All the kids had a great time. There was 14 of us and a baby. So big crowd. We roll pretty deep when we go to these types of family vacations. So realize we had a large group. This is from a large group's perspective as well as doing individual things for dinner. So large group, that means, when you're traveling, you're trying to make sure you got everything together. So, all right, let's kick this first one off. Resort and room tour. So the one thing I do want to say is I did a review of the Grand Fiesta Americana Coral Beach. We stayed there actually last year. We went in early June. Last year we went in early July, so we were there over July 4th. So they're literally right next door to each other. That's how we saw this resort and we're interested. And when we looked it up online, it had really great reviews. So when you're looking at one or the other, I will do a comparison at the end of video 3. So at the end of the activities, to give you a direct 1-for-1, which one I like better, and we can kind of talk about some specific points, but it'll be at the end of video 3. I have to keep you hooked. I apologize for doing the marketing ploy, but end of video 3, I will tell you between the 2 resorts which one I like better, so stick around. All right, airport transportation. The hotel does supply it. They said that their round trip, I'm looking at my notes, that's where I'm looking right now because I have lots of notes while I stay. Luxury, which is up to 5 people, is $170, and then that's round trip. Round trip standard is up to 10 people, and that is $145. We use Kalido Travel, so I found them on TripAdvisor. We used Canada Transfer last year. Canada Transfer was great. Kalido was also great, very similar pricing. They will be cheaper. Our round trip was $170, 14 passengers, 1 infant. So realize if you have a larger group, you can get better pricing than what the hotel offers and no issues at all. They were there outside the Cancun airport when we got there. They had a sign, they had Kalido on their shirts. I knew exactly who they were. They shuttled us quickly over to 2 different vans, which they said they were going to be. And then when they picked us up to depart, our departure time was 7:31. They were there at 7:31 a.m. on the dot. So it was a great experience. The vans were in great condition, and you know, everything went smooth there. So airport transportation, you can go a couple different ways, but don't be afraid to look at TripAdvisor and find something that's not with the hotel. We've had a great experience with Canada Transfer and Kalido. Resort layout. Location, location, location. So if you know anything about real estate, this is like the key things, and this is absolutely what sets this resort apart. It's really interesting because I kind of said it sits in its own little peninsula, and it kind of does. You actually have 3, they call it 180 degrees of water, and that's exactly true. There's actually 3 different water sources that that affect this resort. So you have like a beach side that would be the same beach that shares with the Grand Fiesta Americana. So it actually faces towards Isla Mujeres, which is the island, if you know where that is. And then you have like the other side, which is a rock facing where the waves come in and crash along the rocks. And there's like a cliff face there. And then they also have another beach that goes around a rock jetty that is it would be behind the Grand Fiesta, or is the other side of the beach as you're going up the strip, the other side. So there's 3 actual different water sources at the resort, which makes it very unique, very cool, and a little bit of everything for everyone if you're not sure exactly what you want. So really love the location. It's a large resort, but it's very well laid out. To me, it was a bit confusing on the first day, maybe day and a half, until I got my bearings and figured out where everything, because they have lots of restaurants. Things are like hidden bars, you know, there's just, the layout's intricate, but everything's, I think, well placed once you figure out your bearings and how to get everywhere. So I thought the layout was great. It's a large resort. You don't ever feel crammed. Lots of spaces. We didn't have any problems with pool chairs and things like that, and we'll get into some of that later during the activity section. But overall, I thought the resort layout was great. And when we got there, I asked how busy they were. They said they were quite busy. I didn't get a percentage, but I never felt like we were on top of people. We didn't wait long for dinners or anything like that, so it was pretty good. Check-ins at 3. What do I have? Oh, the wristbands. Yeah, let me make this a little bit bigger. Sorry, it's hard for me to see because it's a little bit farther away. So during check-in, it is at 3. We got in a little bit before that. I think we reached the resort at like 12:30. I think we started getting our rooms around 2, so we're about an hour ahead, and it was all down to cleaning the rooms. So they do offer like a wristband instead of a key card to get into your room. The wristbands, I didn't get them. Some people in our party did. They were kind of hit and miss. They have like a little metal piece that has the Mexican flag on it, and then they're like beads with like a leather, let's say almost like a leather like strap to tie together. The main thing is like they would come undone. So one person in our party, she ended up actually losing hers and had to get another one, and they charged her for both. So if you are going to get the wristbands, but you're going to do it with children, realize that if they lose them, you're going to have to pay twice. That's what happened to us. You may be able to argue that point. I'm not sure. Just realize they're not the most reliable at staying on the wrist. So heads up. Other thing that was really cool, when you got in the lobby area to check in, it was really well air conditioned. You're not standing outside. We were in Punta Cana when I did that resort review. You know, check-in was in an open air lobby, so it was hot, it was humid. They enclose you. It's in a lobby. That's really cool. There's places to sit. They have water refill stations in there. They'll get you drinks if you need them. They provided us with cold towels that had like aloe or lavender on them. That was excellent. So it like cooled you off immediately when you got out, because it's a long day of traveling to get there, at least for us from the East Coast. But The check-in process was a great experience, and then we just kind of waited around for them to text us to let us know our rooms are ready. So we just walked down and got something to eat. So the check-in process was really actually pretty nice. I didn't hate it at all. Checkout's noon. It's not a smoke-free facility, but they will show you on the map in check-in where there's designated smoking areas. So there are those. I did not see any pets. I don't think pets are allowed. Parking is complimentary with your stay as well. So let's get into some of the amenities. They have Wi-Fi. Obviously, the Wi-Fi was pretty good. We streamed Netflix, no problem. You can get the Wi-Fi by the pool. It's not just in the room. So it seemed like it expanded. I'm pretty sure we got Wi-Fi by the beaches as well. So they had it set up that if they have extenders or whatever, Wi-Fi was not an issue. Other thing, they had really well-placed bathrooms, so you didn't have to go back to your room to go to the restroom, whether you're by the pool, out by the beach, at a restaurant. The bathrooms are like hidden, but they're very well placed and there's plenty of them. So, and they were always clean. So they did a really good job with that as well. So you don't have to, you don't have to go far to find a bathroom, which was nice. They have 8 on-site restaurants. They have 7 lounges and / bars as well. They have a fitness center. The fitness center was really great. I think I went there 3 or 4 times. I also did a fitness class during the week when we were there, but the fitness center it's beautiful. It's open at like 6 a.m. I think it's open till 10 p.m. Lots of cardio machines. I was never waiting. Lots of weight machines. Life Fitness, I think they had the machine, so it's high caliber. You can get a physical trainer the whole week to work with you if you want as well. The whole gym experience was great. The HIIT class I took was difficult. Doable but difficult because they do it outside on the grass as long as it's not raining. So it's not so much the exercises were super difficult, the sun, because they do it, even though they do it, I think it was at 9 a.m., it was still hot and it was humid. And if you're not used to that heat when you're doing extraneous exercises, and it was like a circuit system, so there was 11 different circuits. But the whole gym experience, and if you're into working out while you're away, it was really great. 3 infinity pools, 1 adult infinity pool, which is not on the ground floor like the rest of the pools. It's elevated, and you can only get there if you're staying in the Turquoise Tower. Whether you're walking up the steps, it says on the wall. There's not like someone guarding it, but it says on the side of the wall, like for Turquoise Tower guests only, and then you can get there obviously from the Turquoise Tower. But they have a pool up there and their own lounge bar area set up for adults only. I didn't do anything with the Turquoise Tower. Just want to let you know that it is there, but I didn't get a chance to go in there because it was obviously quite secluded for the guests, which that's what they would want if you're going there. They had a concierge service. If you need transportation, anything locally, they can take care of that. 16,000 square feet of meeting event space. So if you plan on going there for business or setting something up, they have some of that. I believe I got some footage of that as well. Nightly entertainment in, like, they call it an amphitheater, which is like right off the lobby. When you're walking down to the pool, you can use those steps, and they bring out cushions for people to sit on, and then the shows are always right out in front of the pool, which was nice. They had adult stuff, kids stuff, a little bit of everything, and we enjoyed it most of the time. Daily and nightly activities as well. Throughout the day, they have stuff going on, whether that be water volleyball, sand volleyball, different games by the pool. They had stuff going on all the time. DJ, person playing a saxophone, just all kinds of stuff. They have a tequila and wine sommeliers as well. Obviously, Mexico is known for tequila, and they have kids and teen clubs as well. So the kids club's kind of like down by the dolphin pool, and they have some outdoor things and a water slide, and I took some video of that. And then the teen club, which they actually had to move because part of the old teen club was being used for COVID testing. That was moved, but they have like a VR station and video gaming systems and stuff like that in those. Turquoise Tower, just want to talk about it real quick. Adults only tower. It has its own entrance and elevators and everything like that. So if your planning is going as just adults, we talked to people at dinner that were sitting right next to us at dinner. They were staying there and they said it was wonderful. They actually used that pool that was specific for the adults only the whole week. So they didn't even come down into the other sections. So if you're going there, realize you could be secluded from family and kids and everything like that if that's what you're looking for. Room quality. Let's go right into the room. So we had an oceanfront king. Our room faced the rock ledge. So if you're into hearing the ocean and waves crashing, these are the perfect rooms for you. It's kind of like, it's the one with it's like a pyramid style looking setup for the entire length of that hotel. And if you're facing the ocean, you get to sit on the balcony and you'll hear crashing waves all day long. It's pretty wonderful. Even when it wasn't super windy and the waves weren't very big, you still had that noise. So if you're going and you're into that, my wife's very into that, it was super calming for her and she loved it. So obviously you'll be having the room walk through. We were on the second floor. It's technically claimed as the third floor because of the way the pyramid's set up, but we only had to walk up one set of steps to get to our room. So it was in technically the third floor because of the way the hotel's set up, but we only had one flight of steps. You could actually go to the main level and go down, not on the ocean side, but on the other side, I'll call it the dolphin pool side. Speaking of dolphin pool, that's another thing, you know, they have all these pools. We'll get into this in activities, but they had an entire pool that's right in front of, so where we stayed on the opposite side of the pyramid, they had rooms that faced the dolphin pool. So they have this really long dolphin pool and then two shorter ones where they feed them and things like that. You can get in with them as part of an activity, but you could see them swimming around in the morning. You watch them feed them. So that's kind of cool if you're into that. Room layout. So typical hotel room, I would say it's pretty on par with the Grand Fiesta when it comes to the room itself. You know, just you're walking in, bathrooms on the left, closets on the right, bed to the left. We had a sofa bed. We didn't use it. We just used it to sit on. You know, a little table, fridge. You know, lots of dressers and things like that, and then the balcony. So nothing crazy here in the sense of the room actual layout. Cleanliness was fine. I know we were kind of pushing them to get into our room, so they were trying to, you know, run around and make sure the rooms were cleaned, and everything was fine when we got in there. So they didn't skip a beat there, which was appreciated. Air conditioning. If you ever worry about being there when it's hot, don't, because the air conditioning was phenomenal. My mother-in-law actually loves the room freezing, and her husband had to wear like 2 sweatshirts at night because you can literally crank the air conditioning down to like 60 degrees and it gets super, super cold. They worked amazingly. We actually had to turn ours up right when we got there because it was too cold in the room. So normally you have like a humidity problem or the air conditioning just can't keep up. No issue. They were unbelievable air conditioners and you shouldn't have any issues. And every one of our rooms, so we had 4 rooms, we had 5 rooms, and none of them had air conditioning problems. They all said it got super cold. So air conditioning was really well. It worked better than at the Grand Fiesta because we still had a little bit of humidity problems at the Grand Fiesta. Here we didn't because that air conditioner kind of kept up and sucked the moisture out. So there is a tablet inside of the room where it's kind of like your infotainment. You can use it for room service. You can use it for checking out the menus at all the restaurants. You can, I think you can order activities on there as well, but you can kind of look at a bunch of aspects of and it'll tell you what time things open for dinner, breakfast, lunch, gym, blah, blah, blah. So that kind of gives you all the information. So normally I've seen hotels and resorts starting to move to that being on the television. This was a totally separate tablet. To me, I wasn't a huge fan of the tablet idea. Wish they would have upgraded the TV, and we'll talk about some specifics there. But the tablet's there to really kind of take care of all that. So if you need to use that, you can order room service right from there and order other stuff as well. And you can order them to come pick up your room service dishes as well, like right from the tablet. So those are the type of things you can do on the tablet. I want to talk about since we're in the entertainment, the TV. It's a huge loss for me. So didn't even have a guide. Like I think all resorts and things like that should have guides by now, because I don't want to have to go to IMDb to look up what's actually on the television, what movie it is, what show it is by the actors and actresses. So that's a bit annoying. It was very old school in that sense. And I've also seen a lot of resorts and hotels move now to they either have the apps on the TV that you can log into with your personal, or they have the ability to cast to them on your phone. None of that was available at this resort. So that was a bit disappointing to me because especially at night, I'd love to catch up on our shows that are going on during the week. I didn't have that ability. I didn't bring my HDMI cable. I usually bring it as backup. I was hoping this resort, I should have dug a little bit deeper, but with an HDMI cable, if you have a laptop that can accept that, you could just plug it into the back of the TV. You were able to get enough space behind the TV to do that. There's no box behind it, so I couldn't unplug from a previous box and plug it into my computer because everything was hardwired right into the wall and through the wall. So I didn't have that option. So that was disappointing. TV, complete miss. I don't think I had that ability at the Grand Fiesta either, but they did have, I'm pretty sure they had a guide. I don't remember, but yeah, the TV whole situation wasn't great. Food and drinks, the drinks were pretty good. The fridge was well stocked. There was beer, there was all kinds of sodas and waters and things like that in there. The snacks, a little lacking. Grand Fiesta definitely had better snacks. These mostly just had chips, I think Oreos and like peanuts or something. So it was pretty basic from the snack perspective, but the refrigerators were mini fridges and they were fully stocked, and they stocked them every time they cleaned the room. So no issues there. Also, the maid service, no issues. They came at weird times. It was never really consistent. So sometimes we get back from the beach at like 3, 4 in the afternoon. They hadn't done a room yet, and they were trying to do that while we're trying to get ready for dinner. That was a little frustrating, but that's all timing. It's not really anyone's fault. They're just trying to work through the rooms as they're available. So I'm not going to get too hung up on that, but realize that there's not really set times. But if you put your do not disturb sign on, they will leave you alone. And they'll actually come back. We had this situation happen where we had the do not disturb. They actually came back later that evening and said, hey, are you available? Do you need anything? And they did like a quick like towel swap and things like that. So that was appreciated. So it was great. Robes, didn't hear they were amazing. Didn't hear they were awful from my wife. So they must have been pretty standard. So I didn't use them. She used them, but I didn't hear a holy crap, these are amazing, or these are awful and feel like cardboard. So must have been basic. Shower and shower pressure, both 2 huge thumbs up. So they had the rain shower from above, and then they also had a wand ability on that. And the pressure was unreal. It got super hot, got super cold, temperatures all worked really well, and the pressure was really, really great. I only used the rain down shower, and they had shelving in there. Thank you. One thing that my sister-in-law always told me is let people know they don't have a tub in, at least in the Oceanfront King, there was no tub. So you have to bring, if you have a baby that needs a tub, you have to bring some sort of inflatable something to be able to, bathe them or whatever you need to do. But yeah, showers were great. Beds, 7 out of 10, I guess. If I slept more than 8 hours, my back, I'm a side sleeper, my back or my shoulder were hurting in the morning. Not terrible, but just a little bit. They were a little bit firmer than what I'm used to, but that's kind of preference. Everybody else kind of was okay with them in our group. My wife and I thought they were a little firm. My brother-in-law also thought it was a little firm. He had some backaches in the morning, some of the days, but we have a sleep number at our house, so like it goes to the exact setting I want. So we're super spoiled at home. So whenever we go anywhere, it's a little bit of a downgrade based on what we have at home. So kind of, it's all perspective. But the beds weren't bad. Pillows, to me, they weren't that great. My wife ended up asking for 3 more, which wasn't an issue. So she had enough at least to sleep the way she likes to. I had 2, they were squishy, didn't really give a lot. I mean, they were probably maybe a 6.5, 7 out of 10 as well. Nothing super special, but not awful either. Yeah, so they're somewhere in there. And then balcony. Balcony was great. Decent furniture, even a table out there. It was large. There wasn't any flooding like there was at Punta Cana. If you haven't seen that, check out my Punta Cana review at Hilton La Romana. We had a flooding balcony, which was insane. But no, it was pretty normal, pretty typical, and it was pretty large as well. So that all worked out. Pretty nice. Didn't have any issues there, and the furniture was nice, and we actually had furniture, so that was good. They were great with kids at the resort, so they would give, like, I saw this happen a bunch of times. They actually gave the baby in our group, they gave her a little present. She got a little gift that was handed to her, which was really cool, and it was a little like Hyatt Ziva, I think it was a teddy bear, which she kept all week, which was amazing. And then the kids, I saw them making balloon animals and just little different things. They treated the kids really, really well. Even the servers, the pool servers, the restaurant servers, they were all like catering to the kids, and it was really cool, and they had a good time. So yeah, it was just really great. It seemed like the kids loved the pool. Didn't go to the beach much, but that's all preference as well. But there's plenty of pools, plenty of activities and things like that to do, which we'll get in the 3rd video. So remember, this is resort layout, room tour. Next episode 2 is going to be food, and episode 3 is going to be activities, water, all that kind of good stuff. So I think that's everything I wanted to cover on the resort. Remember, location is what sells this place. It's the 3 different water sources that you can go to, the 2 different pool locations, 3 if you include the adult only pool, and the layout, the restaurants, like everything's laid out nice, and the tiny little catering things they do with like the cool towels, the drinks at check-in, like doing things for the kids. Just, I thought, the room is pretty basic, but it's nice. It's nice enough. I think, it's on par with the Grand Fiesta from the overall room perspective. No issues with really the room at all, but the resort itself and its layout kind of sells the place. So I really thought the resort itself layout and the room were great in those perspectives. So that's all I have for this. Once again, if you have any questions, certainly leave them down below. I will answer as much as I can. If you have any questions about getting there or getting home or what that looked like, you can leave those as well and what we use in different areas. The only trip we did, we went back to Isla Mujeres this year. We didn't do any other excursions, so I don't have to cover any of that. And I covered the island last time on my Grand Fiesta, so I probably won't be doing that this time. But yeah, I think that's it. So episode 2, food. Episode 3 is going to be activities. So we will catch you on the next episode. Thanks.